Hello, welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn to avoid some important mistakes. So let's get started. First, this is not correct.
And lesson up. For listening, I got 9 out of 9. I have recorded about 12, 13 lessons on listening. They are being edited.
The word is not pronounced lesson. It's pronounced listen. We use the short sound I, like this is. I. Listen to the difference. Listen, lesson. We need the short sound I. Listen.
Are you even listening to me?
I was sitting there listening to all their stories.
Because you people and 62 million other Americans are listening to me right now.
He said, God is listening, but I have to help myself.
Are you listening to me?
Yeah. If you say lesson or lessening, these are different words. The word lesson is a noun. He's a student and he's working on lesson 1. He's working on the first lesson. He's not finished with the lesson yet. He's not finished with the first lesson. Let's practice. Is he working on lesson 1? That's right, he's working on lesson 1. Did he finish the lesson? That's right, he didn't finish the lesson. Is he still working on the first lesson? That's right, he's still working on the first lesson. So listen to the pronunciation difference. Lesson, he's working on the first lesson. And listen. Listen to the teacher. Listen. They have different sounds. We also have this verb, lesson. Lesson is a verb too. It means to make less. The first syllable has the short sound like 10 and bed. Lesson. To make less.
I'm not talking about Jesse lessening his involvement in the crimes. I'm saying...
And your consequent lessening of self-esteem.
Well, I was thinking of lessening the emphasis on moccasins altogether.
Oh.
Yes.
Example, a healthy diet can lessen the risk of heart disease. It can make the risk less. So I use the verb lessen. A healthy diet can lessen the risk of heart disease. If you eat healthy food, you'll have less of a chance of getting heart disease. So a healthy diet can lessen the risk of heart disease. Let's practice. Can a healthy diet lessen the risk of heart disease? That's right. A healthy diet can lessen the risk of heart disease. Pronunciation, lessen. So we see these two words are pronounced exactly the same. Lesson and lesson. With the short sound like bed and 10. But this word is listen. With the short sound like this is. Listen. And with ing, listening. Example, listening skills. Example, it's a good idea to watch videos in English to improve your listening skills. Pronunciation, listen, listening skills. Let's practice. Is it a good idea to watch YouTube videos to improve your listening skills? That's right. It's a good idea to watch YouTube videos in English to improve your listening skills. This is also not correct.
Trying to find different books. But to my experience, and this is very important.
That's right. I cannot say to my experience. I use the preposition in my experience. Example.
In my experience, they pretend to give it, but it's generally a smokescreen for demanding it back with interest.
And in my experience, at the end of things, it's almost always the men that think that not too much went wrong.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
In my experience, people only go to these films to observe the undraped form of the native girls.
In my experience, I see more guys driving sports cars. Not girls. I see more guys driving sports cars. In my experience. Let's practice. In your experience, do you see more guys or girls driving sports cars? That's right. In my experience, I see more guys driving sports cars, not girls. This is also not correct.
Yes, you can. It depends on your general English. It depends on how good are you with English.
That's right. It's not correct to say it depends on how good are you. Are you is a question structure. If I ask a direct question, I say, how good are you? But if I say it depends, that's not a question. It's a positive structure. So I have to switch and say, it depends how good you are. We used a positive structure, you are. It depends how good you are.
It depends on how good he is at it.
It depends on how they are.
It depends how you mean it.
Well, I guess it depends on how this goes.
It depends on how far advanced the tumor is.
But
it depends how curious you are about what comes next.
Well, it depends on how prepared you are.
Example, how much money can I make? Oh, well, it depends on how good you are. Let's practice. How much money can I make? That's right. It depends how good you are. This is also not correct.
Is your course free? No. The courses I have on my website are not for free because I have spent 3 years developing them. I have worked for 3 years. That's why I do not give them for free.
That's right. It's not correct to say year. It's year with a long E sound like green beans. Year. 1 year, 2 years. Link the sound from the E to the R. Year. Year. It sounds like ear and here and beer. Year. 1 year, 2 years.
Just 6 years ago, the homicide rate in this country had reached epidemic proportions.
James, do you remember 6 years ago you had a phone number?
Sure, 15 years ago, but he was a good thief.
He's 145 years old.
45 years old.
Randy Kartoff, released just 6 years ago for felony drug possession and sexual assault, uploaded the confession online before taking his own life.
Example, I've been speaking English for many, many years, all my life. How long have you been speaking English? Very good. So remember the pronunciation of these words. The first word is listen, listen. And we have lesson. Like in school, you do a lesson. Like when you're studying, you do a lesson. And lesson, to make less. It's a verb. Lesson. And remember, we don't say to my experience, it's in my experience. Intonation, in my experience. And remember the pronunciation of year. Make the long E sound, connect it to the R. Year. 1 year, 2 years. And remember when you say it depends, use a positive structure. You're not asking a question. Use a positive structure. It depends how good you are. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button. And we'll see you next time.